Dear friends, we are honoring Dr. Javid Iqbal, a life dedicated to knowledge, compassion, and above all, humanity. With an immeasurable sense of loss, we mourn the passing of my father, an extraordinary physician, scholar, writer, and humanitarian, whose life was devoted not merely to personal achievement, but to the service of mankind. His departure marks the end of an era in Kashmir's intellectual and cultural history, leaving behind a void that few can hope to fill. Born in Srinagar on 30th January 1946, Dr. Javid Iqbal embodied the highest ideals of altruistic human conduct. Throughout his life, he demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the welfare of society, dedicating his talents, knowledge, and energy for the upliftment of the human condition. After earning his MBBS degree from Government Medical College, Srinagar in 1969, he devoted decades to the healing profession, serving patients in Kashmir, Iran, and Libya. Yet his practice of medicine extended far beyond clinical duties. He viewed healing as a sacred responsibility and approached every individual with empathy, dignity, and genuine concern. The son of the eminent educationist Professor Saifuddin, Dr. Javid inherited a profound reverence for learning and transformed it into a lifelong mission for public engagement. Gifted with mastery over Kashmiri, Urdu, Persian, Arabic, and English, he became one of Kashmir's most distinguished intellectuals. His scholarship traversed literature, history, philosophy, science, religion, economics, politics, and contemporary affairs, while his expertise in Iqbaliyat, Persian literature, Islamic civilization, and Kashmiri society earned him widespread respect. What distinguished Dr. Javid, however, was not merely the breadth of his knowledge, but the generosity with which he shared it. In an age often characterized by division and self-interest, he remained a voice of moderation, wisdom, and intellectual integrity. Through hundreds of newspaper columns, scholarly essays, lectures, and books, he sought not recognition for himself, but understanding among people. He believed that knowledge carried a moral responsibility to educate, to inspire, and to serve humanity. Despite his remarkable accomplishments, Dr. Javid remained a profoundly humble individual. Those who knew him encountered not an imposing scholar, but a compassionate listener, a thoughtful mentor, and a gentle soul deeply concerned with the struggles and aspirations of people. His intellectual brilliance was marked by his kindness, his scholarship by his humanity, his achievement by his modesty. His life stands as a powerful testament to the principle that true greatness lies not in what one accumulates, but what one gives. He healed the sick, educated the curious, encouraged the young, enriched public discourses, and dedicated himself to the intellectual and moral advancement of society. In doing so, he exemplified the highest form of altruism, the selfless use of one's gifts for the betterment of others. My grandfather and my father instilled in me the zest for human emancipation. I charted my quest via the establishment of Eureka Academy in Canada, an organization dedicated to training and development by offering programs in ethical leadership, sustainable development, health, and well-being. At my current post, I work as the head of science and as a lecturer and design the international baccalaureate diploma curriculum in theory of knowledge, which is epistemology, and health sciences. I have worked internationally for almost 35 years and have written multiple books and encyclopedias encompassing transdisciplinary subjects such as history of science, framework for world peace, earth intelligence, root causes of diseases and synergistic solutions for health and well-being, etc. I am also a member of the Royal Society of Science, London, UK, and the Library of Congress, Washington, US, working on various projects for global peace and sustainability. These two institutions hold a repository of the literature that was once the crowning glory of the golden age of Islam and science. Through my work, I'm trying to continue the altruistic responsibilities that my ancestors have galvanized in me during my formative years in the loving care of my large extended family in Kashmir, who are now spread around the world and excelling in their given areas of specialism. Of important mention is my dear cousin brother in UK, Abrar Siraj, who has been a beacon of guidance in understanding of the dynamic nature of Quranic linguistics and etymology and its implication for upliftment of the human condition. And Dr. Nurul Uwais Jilani, who is one of the world's leading neurosurgeons and inventor of the Jilani spring, a surgical tool used in brain surgery. Dr. Uwais has not patented this technology for profiteering, but has given it freely to help those who are in need. Dr. Uwais heads the Department of Pediatric Neurosurgery at Great Ormond Street Hospital in London. He is also the founder of Gemini Untwined, a global charity dedicated to the research and surgical treatment of craniopharyngal congenital twins and complex brain conditions. The passing of Dr. Javid Iqbal is not merely the loss of a respected physician, accomplished scholar, and celebrated writer. It is the loss of a rare human being whose life illuminated the path of service, wisdom, compassion, and ethical responsibility. His legacy will endure through his writings, his ideas, his students, his readers, and the countless lives he touched through acts of kindness and generosity. Though he is no longer among us, the light of his knowledge, the warmth of his humanity, and the spirit of his service will continue to inspire generations to come. Kashmir has lost a devoted son, but his contributions have become part of its enduring intellectual and moral heritage. May his soul rest in eternal peace, and may his life remain a lasting example of how knowledge, when guided by compassion and selflessness, becomes one of humanity's greatest gifts. One of the most profound intellectual influences shaping the lives of my grandfather, Professor Safaddin, and my father, Dr. Javid Iqbal, and myself, has been the monumental work of Sir Muhammad Iqbal, The Reconstruction of Religious Thought in Islam. This work, based on a series of lectures delivered in the earlier 20th century, including at Cambridge and other institutions. At its core, Reconstruction is not merely a theological treatise, but a philosophical project that consolidated Iqbal's global position as a renowned philosopher. It engages deeply with metaphysics, the nature of reality, epistemology, the nature and sources of knowledge, and the dynamic role of human creativity and action within a Quranic worldview. Iqbal's central concern is to revive the spirit of ijtihad, independent and epistemological reasoning, so that human thought can remain alive, adaptive, and forward-moving rather than static or imitative. From the Reconstruction, several transformative themes emerge. Unity of mankind against sectarianism and orthodox dogma. Collective action against hegemony and exploitation by the ruling elite, the religious elite, and the political elite, who have usurped and corrupted humanity since antiquity, mentioned as Pharaoh, Haman, and Karun in the Quranic epistemology. Ethical, spiritual, and sustainable upliftment of the human condition. I would like to end this message with a very relevant quote about the current human condition by Sir Muhammad Iqbal. Rise above sectional interests and private ambitions. Pass from matter to spirit. Matter is diversity, spirit is light, life, and unity. Poetry is a raid on the inarticulate, so let's lend some justice to our souls. I will be reciting some poems of Iqbal and Rumi interchangeably to express what is almost impossible in prose. کوه و دریا و غروب آفتاب، من خدا را دیدم آنجا بی حجاب، با اینیم که آواره بودم در نشاط، بشنو وزنی می سرودم در نشاط. عمرها بربا و گل شد و نرگس شاله دمید، خاک ما دیگر شهاب دین نزاد. من در پرده سخن میگویم، اون چی میگویم ماورای شاعری است. ای حرم کردبار، عشق سے تیرا وجود، عشق سراپا دوام جس میں نہیں رفت بود، معجزے فن کی ہے خون جگر سے وجود، جس میں نہ ہو انقلاب موت ہے وہ زندگی، خون جگر کی حیات کشم و کش انقلاب. پردہ اٹھاؤں اگر سینہ افلاک سے، لا نہ سکے گا پرنگ میری نواؤں کی تار. ہم کو تو میسر نہیں مٹی کا دیا بھی، گر پیر کا بجلی کے چراغوں سے روشن. میراث میں آئیے انہیں مسند اخلاص، زاگوں کے تصرف میں وہ قابوں کے نشیمن. اے پیر حرم رسم و رہے خان کہیں چھو، مقصود سمجھ میری نوائے سحری کا. اللہ رکھے تیرے جوانوں کو سلامت، دل توڑ گئی ان کا تو صدیوں کی غلامی، دارو کوئی سوچ ان کی پریشان نظری کا. آ بتاؤں تجھ کو راز آئے ان الملوک، سلطنت اقوام غالب کی ہے ایک جادوگری، خواب سے بیدار ہوتا ہے ذرا محو مگر، پھر سلا دیتی ہے اس کو حکمراں کی ساحری. دلیل صبح روشن ہے ستاروں کی الختابی، افق سے آفتاب ابھرا دیا دور گراں خوابی. عروغ مردے مشرق سے خون زندگی دوڑا، سمجھ سکتے نہیں اس راز کو سینہ و فارابی. ملا کی نظر نور فارس سے ہے خالی، بے سوز ہے میخانے صوفی کی مائی ناب ey vadi lola. کشمیری از بندگی خو گرفته، بتی بی تراشت ز سنگ مزاری. تو قادر و عادل ہے مگر تیرے جہاں میں ہے تلخ بہت بندے مزدور کے اوقات. کب ڈوبے گا سرمایہ پرستی کا سفینہ، دنیا ہے تیری منتظر روز مقافات. تو نے یہ کیا غصب کر دیا، مجھی کو فاش کر دیا. میں ہی تو ایک راز تھا سینے کائنات میں. تا اگر دل فطرت شناستے تجھ کو، تو تلالا گل سے کلام پیدا کر. اپنا مقام پیدا کر، ایک اپنا مقام پیدا کر. خودی نہ بیچ فقیری میں نام پیدا کر. تو شاہی ہے پرواز ہے کام تیرا، اسی روز اور شب میں الجھ کر نہ رہ جا کہ تیرے سامنے زمان و مکان اور بھی ہے. To end with a poem from yours truly in my book Gabriel's Transdisciplinary Framework for World Peace. The poem's titled Universal Call of Peace. The world is waiting, hearts are torn, the future watches, tired and worn. History whispers through the flame. Will you rise and stake your claim? Rise, youth, with courage in your soul. Let wisdom guide your sacred role. Rise for peace, not sword or guns, but for healing of our daughters and sons. Rise for truth, for skies once blue, for forests lost and oceans too. Rise for justice, rise for grace, for every child in every place. Rise for love, not fleeting fame, for unity, not tribal blame. Rise for life, for breath, for song, for righting centuries of wrong. The world awaits, do not sleep. The wounds are wide, the scars run deep. But you, dear youth, can mend the seam and build anew the human dream. So rise and let your spirit shine. The torch of peace is now your sign. The future's watching, make it bright with fearless hearts and powerful light.